Okay, it is Monday morning, and I promised you guys that I would do a plan the week with me, starting from Monday all the way to Friday, because I plan a week ahead, and I leave at contract hours every single day. So let's get it done. So my main concept, and the thing that I feel like has saved me so much, is having my little Word document. You could do this like on a piece of paper or whatever. I'll turn it around and show y'all. But at the beginning of the year, I write down everything that is super important for me to get done, that I have to get done to be ready for the next week. I write everything down just like straight on a piece of paper, and then I assign days for each task, and I keep in mind like what duties I have for those days. So for example, I have duty on Mondays, and so I keep that day pretty light with things to do, but as long as I get each of the things that I have set done that day, then I'm ready for the following week. Okay, so here is my weekly to-do list. It's nothing fancy. I literally just do it on a Word document, but I highlight everything I need to get done for that day, and I usually highlight the next day as well, because if I can get a bunch knocked off, then I'll start on the next days. But today, if I get my lesson plans done, send out the newsletter to parents for the week via Dojo, plan grades, change the student leader pick, and this is an extra thing that I normally don't have here, but I need to submit a day off, then I'm good for today and I can go home at contract hours. And since I do Mondays pretty light and like simple things, I usually can start on Tuesday's tasks because I get these done pretty quick. So I also highlighted Tuesdays. So let's start off and get my newsletter sent out on Dojo. I always send my newsletter home via like paper, but I like to send it on Dojo as well because some parents would just rather have it digitally. Okay, that is done. Highlighter and cross that off my list. The item on my list is to plan my grades, and some of you may be like, well, I don't understand. So at my school, I have to have 2 reading, 2 math, 1 writing, 1 science or social studies. I switch off every week, and then 2 spelling grades in per week. And I like to go in on Mondays and put in what I'm going to take a grade, so that whenever we're doing it in class, I'm like really paying attention on making sure names are on papers and making sure everything's like nice and neat and everyone gets it turned in. So I always go through in my grade book and I just kind of do a scratch like of what that's going to be. So for example, I usually always take a grade on our rhyming page. We do the same rhyming page every week, but it's like different words based on our spelling rule. And I love taking a grade on that because it's just like very easy to grade, clear and concise. But I know that is like rhyming and then the phonics rule that we're learning that week. And then I know it's always worth 9 points. So I'm able to put that in. And then on some of the other things like science or social studies, I can put in like, okay, sorry, my kiddos came in. But on some of the other things that I'm like not sure what I'm going to take a grade on, I kind of spitball it. So I'll just put like science, scholastics, and then put like 6 points or whatever, and then press save. And then when I go to put grades in on Friday, I can easily just say like edit, say exactly what the scholastics was, or change the title and change how many it was worth if it's different than what I originally put. It's just faster for me to do it that way. So I'm going to go put in, prep all my grading for the week and get that done right now. Okay, just got my grades planned out, and now I need to go change out my student leader pick. Each week I trade out the student leader, and so that's who gets to lead calendar time and who gets to vacuum when there's free time or run errands for me. And so I have their pictures magneted on the board, and they know it's their week whenever their picture is switched over. All right, got that done, and now I'm on to lesson planning. So we use Planbook for lesson planning. It's just like an online version of a planner pretty much, and once I submit it, it goes straight to my principal, so I don't have to worry about like printing it off or anything. And then if I need to print it off, it's always there. So I need to log on to Planbook and get my plan submitted. It is a lot faster for me this year because I have been here for 3 years now, and the only thing that's changed is our math curriculum. So I'm able to literally copy and paste all my plans from last year. I may have to tweak them a tiny bit just based on like timing or random snow days, and then change our math, and then I'm good to go. So let me do that right now. Okay, so I just got all my lesson planning done, and I also have already done this, and I'm just going to erase the days off because this is not like a reoccurring thing. It's just something that I added on that I had to get done today. Something else that I have to do every single day that's not on the list is stuffing folders, which I had already done. My students were doing independent work for their morning work, and so I literally stuffed them as they came in. And now I'm gonna run to the bathroom and check my mailbox. But that is all I had to get done to be on track to leave at contract hours every day and not have to stay late to get anything ready for next week. So I am going to grab those things, run to the restroom, and then if I still have time, then I'll start on Tuesday's list. If not, I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay, I think I might have time to run to the copier, so I just wanted to show y'all where my copies are and like how they're sorted. So here is everything from Unit 1, Week 1, Unit 1, Week 2, and so on. I have everything split up into 2 bins. So I am on, next week will be Unit 9, Week 1. So let me sort through here and see if I can find it. Okay, so this is everything I need. I've got these files. Some are for this week, some are for next week, and then this is where all of my Unit 9 things are. I have like markers and minions, worksheets. I have some spelling things prepped from Education of the Core, and then I also have these cute little game boards that go with our phonics skill. So since I'm already headed to the restroom, I might as well bring everything with me, and if I get to the copier to make a few copies, great. If not, then they'll be ready for me tomorrow. Okay, I got quite a few copies done. I still have a couple more, but remember, I'm a day ahead, so, you know, we'll take what we can get as long as we're working ahead. Okay, so today is Tuesday, so I'm gonna go straight to my list. It's my planning period. Let's see what I have to do and how much I can get done. I did have an IEP today, so I only have about, give or take, like 15-20 more minutes. So we'll see how much I can get done. I may have to work through lunch or stay like 5 or 10 minutes after school. Okay, so I've already finished lesson plans. I did that yesterday, so I'm gonna unhighlight that. I need to, nope, I've already finished all of my reading copies. I need to do our handwriting pages. I will sweep at the very end of the day. Sub plans are something that I am going to be working on all week, but they're there just to remind me. And then, whoops, I need to schedule an observation. These are my 2 extra things that I normally don't have on the list, but they're there just to remind me. I've already got all my copies prepped, so let's go to the copier and get that done. Okay, I usually do about 5 or 6 handwriting pages. This is for one of their centers that they work on gradually through the week. 6. Okay, I got all of my handwriting things printed and prepped. Now, this is an after school thing, so I need to stuff folders and then I'll be able to focus on sub plans and scheduling my observation. All right, y'all, it is Wednesday, so let's see what's on the to-do list for Wednesday and get it done. Okay, so we have newsletter. I need to print out my spelling test and phonics test for next Friday. I need to print out a couple extra math pages that go along with our curriculum just to supplement. I need to submit 1 day off and work on my sub plans for next Monday. So let's go. And then also this is for next Wednesday. So I just am keeping that as a little reminder, so I'm not going to highlight it. Okay, so I just worked on our newsletter. I put our spelling words, our secret stories for that week, any info that they may need, and then also our important dates. So I got that. I'm going to send that down to the copier. All right, I got the newsletter and the spelling assessment and the phonics test printed off. I don't file them in the correct order. I just like put them somewhere because I sort through all the copies and put them in the correct order on Thursdays. So I'm just going to take these, and you can see I'm just dumping it in Tuesday. It's not for Tuesday, but I go through and sort them all out on Thursdays when I make my slides. Okay, so that means I've got newsletter, all of that printed out. I have leftover math pages from this week, so I don't need any extra. And so now all I have to do is work on submitting my last day off for the year and then my sub plan. So these 2 things are like things I'll be working on once I complete the main things every day. So I've already completed the main things and now I'm on to the extra things. I also, since I had extra time and I'm a little bit ahead of today, I put up our little spring bulletin board. I'm obsessed. It's so cute. It is from Schoolgirl Style, and they come out with the cutest seasonal decor. So I put that up since I had a little extra time, and now I'm going to try to work on my sub plans. Happy Thursday. I have a couple of things to do during my plan. I'll show you my list, and we're going to get to it. All right, here are my things to do for today during my plan. I need to make all of my slides for next week. I am a big slides teacher and I rely on them. I need to write a couple Katya cards. Those are just what we have as a whole school reward, where if kids are caught doing something extraordinary, then they get called on the office at Friday over the intercom and they get to go up and get a sticker, not a sticker, a sucker. And then I have an extra thing that I don't normally have, which is just to do my sub plans for next Monday. So I'm just, when I get caught up with these things, then I'm just doing as much of that as I can. I started to work on my slides, and then my principal came and reminded me that I needed to renew my certification. Such a gem. She didn't have to do that because I would have never known. I probably would have not renewed it, and then it would have bit me in the butt. But I had to do that. So now I'm back to working on slides. So I'll kind of show you guys how I do it with one that I've already completed. So luckily last year I made all my slides, and there's only a few changes that need to be done because we changed math curriculum, so I need to change that, and then our schedule changed a little bit, so I just swapped things around and then add new things that I've implemented this year. So I'm going to show you what one full day looks like of slides. So we have our morning meeting. I literally never look at this, but I just keep in there just in case we have a sub. And then we sing our secret story song. We do our high frequency words. I'll show you so you can see. This is something I have to click out because they're pre-made slides, but we do our secret story, high frequency words, and then we sing our grammar song. And then I have the kiddos come and correct a sentence. So there's just a sentence that I made up. So they would capitalize, fix the spelling, capitalize, fix the end mark, or keep the exclamation mark, you know, whatever works. And then we do a daily skill sheet. We do a worksheet that goes along with our skill that week, our phonics skill. And then we come to the carpet and have Haggerty. Then we go back and do another page that goes with our phonics skill. And then we open our reading books and we do the page for that day. It's different each day. We read Junie B. Jones, and then we do a page in our handwriting booklet. And then if we have extra time, this is an iffy one, then we do a scholastics. But if we don't, then we just move on. We have a brain break before we start math. And then I have been doing math either on my document camera or on my iPad paired to the screen. So I just put math. I don't have to scan pages in, but if we have a substitute, I scan the pages in. And then computer time for, this is Tuesdays, are math seats. We have centers and we have snack time. And then with centers, I put where they start out, and then our centers go in a circle so they know where to go after. So I just put their groups, what they're doing, and then they know how to do it afterwards. So I've already finished all of the slides that I have to do except for Mondays. And the reason I have to do Mondays is because we have a sub, and so, or they will have a sub. So I will be going through and like adding extra things that I don't normally add, just to help them out. And then I am sorting all the copies. So all those papers that you saw, I have them in one big stack on my Monday drawer right here. So I'll open it up, sort them out to the correct day, and then go from there. So you're gonna watch me do my Monday slides for the sub. I'll be adding extra things, adding those math pages so that she doesn't have to deal with the technology. And then I will sort out the copies, and then I need to write Katya cards. Then I should be pretty caught up for this day because everything else that I need to do is extra, but I might have to work a tiny bit through my lunch. This is something I normally don't do, but since I have a sub next Monday, I have to get on and get digital images so that they can do it together on the board. So let me do that. Okay, I have to go pick up my kids from recess, but I'm gonna finish this after school. Okay, I got all my slides done. It is 3:37. My contract hours ended at 3:30, but I was just talking with a couple teachers and just chatting. So I have finished my slides. I did that during the tablet time that the kids were on. I'm able to like do a couple, go help, do a couple, go help. So I got all those done, and now I am working on my Katya cards, and that's all I have to do. So I'm gonna write those. I'm only writing 2 this week, and then I'm out of here. Also, my slides, I use Canva, and I label them up here like day 1, unit 9, week 1, or whatever, and then here's day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And these are in Canva, and since I did them last year, all I have to do is like type in the search bar unit 9 week 1, and all of the dates for that come up, and then I just slide them up and change things around. So Canva is the way to go. I've already pre-made everything, but I love it because you can do your uploads, because you can do like text, you can do elements in here, so you don't have to go to Google and constantly search for things to copy and paste. I can do my uploads, like all the documents that I use. I also use Cam Scanner to scan my things in because it's so clear. But yeah, if you guys want like a more in-depth slides video, I can do that as well. Good morning. It is Friday, and we have our Friday list of things to do, and then we are done prepping for next week. So let's get it done. Okay, we have Math Masters copies because we did that yesterday, so I have to wait until Fridays to figure out who passed, who goes on to the next round, all of those things. We will organize centers during the day because once the kiddos complete their center activity, I have them bring me their folder, and then I grade what they did and replace it with what's new. I need to lay out subplans, which that is something that's extra. I normally don't have to do that. I have to choose my Desk Fairy winners and write a note from her after school. I need to grade papers and enter grades in, clean off my whiteboard. I've already organized copies because I did that when I made my slides, and then sharpening pencils and vacuuming all of the floors. My kiddos just went to PE, and so now I'm on my plan, and my desk is scattered because I am trying to get all these grades in. I have spelling done, I have most of reading done, I have all of writing done, and I'm working on math right now. So I'm going to try to get through math, get science and reading done, and then I'll be done. So let's grade a little bit. All the work that I just graded, I put into this box, and this all goes home next Wednesday in folders. So all the work that we did the previous week goes home in take-home folders on Wednesday. So now I can cross off grades because I got that completed. Okay, here's a little update of where we're at. I got my grading done. I got my Math Masters copies done. I organized my copies, which we had already done that. I sharpened pencils, and I also got everything ready for my sub plans, but I still need to lay it out at the end of the day, like when the kids leave. Organizing centers is something that I do simultaneously, like when the kids finish, I have them bring me their bin. So I can't really check that off until everyone's done with their center work, which will be this afternoon. So that'll be checked off during the day this afternoon. And then I need to clean off our whiteboard and vacuum the rugs, like a good, nice vacuum. So I'm going to go ahead and probably vacuum. I need to stuff folders for today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stuff folders for today, and then I'll vacuum. I'll clean. Okay, so since I have a sub for Monday. That is like a whole extra thing that I'm not used to. And so I am going to have to work a tiny bit through my lunch. I need to deep clean, vacuum, at least my rugs. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go in the lounge and eat. Hopefully I can vacuum pretty quick. So I'm going to do that so that I can cross that off my list. So whenever they leave after school, all I'll have to do is set up my sub plans and vacuum the actual tile floor under their chairs when their chairs are like put up. I am leaving one M&M on each of their desks from the desk fairy. And please don't judge me because I usually do like a full-on candy bar or something. But I'm sick and tired of buying candy. So this is what I have left. And this is what we're going with. Okay, I got all of my sub stuff laid out. I've got my desk fairy note on the door, a little note from me, and a reminder from this weekend. I have vacuumed all my carpets, all my floors, and I did put an M&M on everyone's desk for desk fairy. So I'm out of here, y'all. And it is 3:30. I look a mess, but I hustled. I got everything done for next week. So all 5 days next week are planned for me. So I'm good to go. If you have any questions on how I did any of this, let me know. But this is how I plan ahead and am prepared for the following week, and I'm 5 days ahead, which is great. So I look crazy. I'm gonna go shower and rest on the couch.